I believe that together we have the power to create lasting change that lifts up every Arizona family, not just the few at the top. Being chair of ADP is more than just fundraising and cutting checks to the county parties. Those things are important, yes, but they're not the end. They're the means to a bigger vision. My vision for the party is rooted in the idea that we need to bring back the working class. We have to reconnect with the communities that built this state and make sure that the struggles are heard. It is time to make this party that truly fights for working families in Arizona who've been left behind for far too long. When I look at Arizona, I see an opportunity, a chance to create policies that ensure every working family has access to health care, affordable housing, quality education, natural resources, and jobs that pay living wages. As chair, I won't just focus on status quo. I will relentlessly advocate for bold, progressive policies that elevate all communities, especially those struggling the most, and bring people back to the table. We need leadership that has the courage to stand up to big corporations, fight for union workers, and create economy that works for everyone. The power of the working class should never be underestimated, and we are going to put that power back into the heart of the party's vision. I'm not asking for your vote just for a title. I'm asking for your energy, your commitment, and your shared belief that we can change the future of Arizona together. By standing in solidarity with the working class and by fighting for justice, equality, and opportunity, we will build a stronger, more inclusive party, one that actually represents the people who drives our state, our communities, and our economy. Together, let's show that progress, power, and fair economy belong to everyone, starting with the working people of Arizona. Thank you for your time and your support, and most importantly, for your ongoing commitment to our shared vision. Let's make this happen. I think the first thing is you ask what success or strengths that we can build on. I think we can look at some examples. We have Ruben Gallego who won. We have LD 5, 11, 12, 22, 24, 26, 17, and 18. They all were pretty successful getting their people reelected or trying to be competitive in those areas. I think that one thing that I did do was after the election, I took it upon myself to do a debrief to all the county chairs to ask the same type of question. What did you think ADP did and what were the opportunities? And some of those opportunities were the communication. We didn't communicate to those rural areas or to the LDs or the county chairs effectively. We need to support those rural areas. So a lot of those people out there felt unsupported and they need our support. We need to, as Dave said, we need to be the leaders of the messaging. We didn't message properly. We need to do better that we let the Republicans define who we are and what we're about and let them hijack that they're now the working party for the people, and that's not true.
Mhm.
What I would do is help us start organizing the state party. And that's what we lacked. We lacked any type of plan or strategy or tactic going forward. And if we have that, then it's easier enough for us to be successful. Also, that we need to utilize the staff, the vice chairs. As a vice chair, I came in May and I didn't have any real direction. I was told that I could fundraise or do a town hall, but I wanted to do more. So I took it upon myself to do more. And so we have to utilize the talent and the people there who want to make us successful. But overall, we just have to realize that we got beat. And as I said before, we may have lost, but we're not defeated. A champion gets back up and fights another day. And that's what we have to do now. We have to be strong with our messaging. We have to connect with our people. We have to listen to our people, our voters, to understand what is their concerns at their table and turn around and develop our messaging around that. So we can continue to expand Democrats in this state. We took a step back, but doesn't mean that we can't go forward and regain that momentum and be prepared for the next round. We have to defend the governor, the secretary of state, the attorney general. We don't have time to be in the 7 stages of grief. That has to be over. We have to
That's
make sure that we are out in public and we can do that. And as the chair, I can do that for this party. Thank you. Just a quick rebuttal from the chairwoman. You said that you're going to implement some training and some other things that should have been done prior to this past election. And so now that it's over with, now you want to implement those. I think that was a big opportunity for you to do that before we had this prior election. One of the things I would do specifically to make sure ATP operates more as Democrats is make sure that we have a operating plan and a structure within the party. I think that's essential. We can't continue to change chairs and lose staff. This past election cycle, we lost 3 key staff members, which were very hard for us to recuperate. So we want to make sure we have a structure that's lasting for anybody who comes in. Second thing is that we have to reconnect to our base. Like I said before, we have to go out and reach out to them, talk to them, solidify that. We all know that we're outnumbered as far as voter registration, so we can't do it on our own. But we can't do it without not having a solid base to reach out to the other parties. Also, how do I tend to make sure ADP is transparent? Transparency is easy. You just report on it and tell the state party, which is state committee members, what we're doing. I don't believe that we're all volunteers. And as chair, I'm a part of the state committee, but we have other members of the committee that need to know what we're doing. Now, I'm saying that if there's some information we might want to keep in-house, keep close to the vest because we don't want the other side to know, but we need to be transparent, especially with the finance committee. We need to implement that, make sure that they know that we're using the funds that we're raising from people that's been spent right and spent well. And the last thing I want to say is that we need to make sure that we are together as one in one step. We had some issues about different counties operating and they had problems, and we need to make sure that we do that and stay with them. The way we do that is need to have more regular meetings with the e-board, talk about it, get information from the counties to present that to us so we can help make some solutions. We didn't meet very often as executive board like we should, and I think it's important that we meet once or twice a month, whatever it takes, and act like a battleground state to make sure we communicate and prepare properly for elections. We're all Democrats, so I agree with pretty much most of what everyone else has said as far as the candidates here. But one of the things that we can't get distracted is about the shiny object that the Republicans would put up so we won't know what they're doing behind the chaos. When I was growing up during the Vietnam War, every night Walter Cronkite would come in and remind us that how many Americans died that day during the war. Or back in the 1920s in New York City, the NAACP put out a flag over Broadway saying a Black man was lynched today. We cannot let them hide what behind the chaos and not let people know what they're doing. That's number one. We have to make sure that we keep it visible and it's open and we let no one forget. The second thing is that, of course, we have to take lead in the messaging. As I said before, we have to define ourselves and not let them define us. We have to use the verbiage from the people that we're talking to, our base, and repeat that back to our base so they can understand. We get accused a lot of times of being the elite party because we like to think that we're intelligent and we try to have some education. But we got to remember people out there every day are trying to fight for food or housing or jobs or schooling. We have to make sure that we secure our base and talk the language of the base. We have to be more visible in the media. We were lacking visibility. If we want to be a battleground state and battle, we need to be in the media. We need to let the media see us. We need to let the people see us and let us know how we feel and protect the values of our party. And last but not least, we have to remind Arizona that how we got here. We got here to almost turn the state blue by talking to people, knocking on doors, but we also have to think of different ways to do that. We have to think of different ways to reach our base. We have to inform them. We have to stop sending out so many emails and after each email say that, hey, we're asking for a donation. And some of those are things I would like to do as chair.